If you have the power, you can do it. The power and the ability, put him.
All right, and good morning, traders. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending, of course, on wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Forex Trading Lounge, and Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Got ahead of myself there. It's Tuesday, the 9th of February, 2021. I'm, of course, your host, Christopher Guzman, and with me is our beloved co-host, Rich Hooper. Good morning.
Morning, mate.
How you doing?
Am I allowed to talk now?
No. You may now speak. Go. 5 seconds. Ready?
Happy Tuesday.
You messed it up. That's it. Happy Tuesday, mate. How's it going? Okay.
Good, man. I'm in a couple trades, mate.
Oh yeah.
I made a decision.
What's that? What's your decision?
I've been umming and ahhing about this 10 and 15.
Yeah.
Either 10 for 10 or 15 for 15 or 10 for 15.
Yeah.
Well, I've decided I'm gonna do 15 for 10.
15 for 10?
Yes, I know it's a deficit. However, 8 trades yesterday.
Yeah.
Taken with 15 to 10. All won.
Really? As opposed to 10 for 10. What I'm curious, what were the results on all 8 trades 10 for 10?
Well, they all managed to reach 10. but they all had a stop loss fulfillment between 10 and 15. So, you know the pound and the Aussie dollar. I don't know if you recollect at all. Yesterday I mentioned the L7 and that it's a strong level, and I'll be surprised if it gets past it. It absolutely slungshot from those L7s and went in the complete opposite direction that we wanted by upwards of 70 pips on both.
It did.
Now, I knew the L7 was strong, right? But to be honest, that does happen quite often. It's just over the years tracking it, it's hard to know where the stop loss needs to be because they are, I'd say 6 to 7 times out of 10, they do always work. But it's always that if you're going to base a strategy off the L7, then you got to keep doing that strategy off the L7 over and over and over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So equally, my point is yesterday, I could have said to you, Chris, let's not sell beyond that L7 price on the pound, mate. It just ain't going to get past. But frequently, you know, it will bounce, but it doesn't bounce for 90. You know, it might bounce for 30 or 40, and then it'll carry on if it's going to go in that direction, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess coming into this year, seeing how it performed off those L7s, I think particularly because we had trades and a different strategy on it, I was just doing a bit of analysis this morning and checking back, and I just thought, wow, it really is that strong. So I'm going to start monitoring that and recording on my spreadsheet now, which I've started. But in relation to that, the 8 trades that I took on some of the other currencies, there was L7s present on 4,
Okay.
and on all occasions didn't get past, man.
Really?
So yeah, and it works out to the ones that in fact, I'll tell a lie, one did, euro dollar, just went straight through it like a knife. However, it's still messing around. So on the euro dollar, to put this into context quickly, and I'll stop talking, the euro dollar is sitting at 2067. That's the L7 on euro dollar, 2067.
2067. Okay.
So
We're getting a bounce. In fact,
So
we've
I
got
am-
2 pips already.
Yeah, so from 2067, if you come up, I'd say 20 or 40 pips as a stop loss for a short, that's always going to be a safe bet if you was to use the L7 in isolation as some kind of boundary trade. Now, what I'm saying to you, since you're in a long, mate, is since you're in profit, I would either manage this, because look at what it's done. Now, that L7 was actually up where the range is, that small range. The L7 moves, so it's dropped now to the 6-7 mark. It's dropped by about 10 pips or something. And you can see how strong it's performing. And this L7 is something only present on my system. I don't know what the metric is that Sam uses. I don't know where it is as an indicator on like TradingView and he never tells me. It's like it's a secret.
It looks like it's previous highs. Look, because this high right here is 66. That's 1 pip off. So depending on the data feed,
Well, let me
could, be translated as a 6-7. You know what I'm saying?
It's more of like an exponential moving average, but
Yeah.
like a really strong one. I'm gonna send you a picture, mate.
See, in the case of euro dollar,
Crazy.
we're pulling back. I mean, here's my current trade on the 15-minute time frame. It's doing all right at the moment. Obviously, we did just have that big pullback, but if you notice, what it's done is it's just come back to test that trend line, and already you see we're getting that bounce. Now, obviously, this needs to hold, looking like this.
It's fair. That's a good candle though. That green one there.
It's very good. Yeah, it's very good. I mean, this is a piercing line right here. What we're seeing. If this were to close looking exactly the way it does right now, then obviously this is a piercing line.
I mean, the main reason I bring it up, mate, is I don't want to deter from the main curriculum here. However, I just think in future we can take this level that I'm referring to a little bit more seriously, because it didn't serve us by not paying it enough attention yesterday, which is probably some fault on my half, my side because I know how good the level is, and it is rarely reached. You probably see it once a week, depending on the currency. But I think this is the thing, when you've got multiple forms of analysis, you can only kind of go with one set or something.
That's it. Yeah. At some point, you got to make a decision and go with it.
Yeah. So in this case, I think what's happening with the euro dollar, it's either quite a slow bound and it's going to come south, depending on what you see this morning. Because it'd be interesting to, I think, unless there's anything pressing, to try and analyse that one first, since you're in a trade going against where the L7 is. However, what could be happening is it has cut through it like a knife. I've sent you that picture, and it may have now created new support. And if it has, which it's just bounced off of it, it's literally, look at the candle on the picture I've sent you, mate, how it's bounced off of it.
Hang on, give me 1 second. Because I'm looking at the moment, I'm looking at C to D, a couple of C to D completions. So let me just do this first, and then we'll circle back.
Okay.
Because this is pressing it. Look at this. Aussie dollar, getting in at 7724. Looking to take profit 10 pips in front of the D, although the D, there's a new D now. It's that 144. Because we've come back to 4%. See that?
Oh yeah.
So technically the new D is here at the 144, but I think it'll have enough room to make it to that original D. So this will end up being a strat 1 by the time it's done for candlestick formation, engulfing and close the way it does. We've got about 30 seconds to go, so I'm fairly sure it will.
Are you buying that?
Strategy 2, I'm getting in this. Strategy 2.
Buying, yeah.
Yeah. C to D completion.
Okay, yeah.
And that's it. I'm not gonna push it here. 7724 is my entry price. 77, and I'm looking to take it to 7751, 0.77.
I got distracted. It's actually gone in for a 1 hour bounce as well at the 08 now. I've seen that as well. I was gonna set a pending order and I've carried on doing something else.
So I've set up Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar looks really good as well. It's obviously moving with it. We have a 38.2%, and so I'm anticipating a move to 7259. Problem with that is it's only about 14 pips away. I mean, you'd be happy with that, but for me, there's nothing there.
No.
So the game plan here, well, you wouldn't trade Kiwi dollar anyway, would you? You take Kiwi dollar?
Nah.
But the game plan here, obviously, because this is so close to the extension, I don't want to get in here. What I want to do is wait for it to hit the D, right? Establish the high, then give me the pullback. And I want to get in at a Fibonacci retracement level. So, this is nothing I can do on Kiwi dollar situation, but this is what I'm anticipating. So then in here, what that does is that sets up this region in here as an ideal buying zone, especially when you consider that all of these levels happen to fall right on top of the range here as well. Past resistance becoming future support. You see?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, I'm anticipating a push north on this because the dollar is weakening. As I was saying to you last night, mate, I'm seeing big time dollar weakness coming into play. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, it's happening. I think it's already starting. And this is the beginning of the move here. Because on this 15-minute time frame, we're just seeing a whole lot of C to D completion plays happening. This is on the pound dollar here on the screen in front of you. I've got 138.11 as my anticipated sub 144. You see that? So I've been tracking this to that price point. Obviously, what was preventing me from trading in this direction yesterday was the fact that we were inside of the range. But now that we've broken out, we've come back to test.
Yeah, that's nice. That.
And now that's resistance is now support.
That's perfect.
That's a clear support level. Look at the beautiful rally from that point, right? I've got no worries here at all. I mean, even with this current price action here. Market sold off to come back to test that T3. Oh, look at the bounce already. On the 2-hour time frame, we are starting to get a little bit overextended here, but that's partially why my targets are where they are. You know what I mean? And then the dollar weakness thing is coming from the bigger picture. But again, we'll come back to that. We'll circle back to that. I just want to talk about, so coming back to euro dollar. So yeah, I'm about 6 pips away from my target at this point. And what I'm doing, mate, is I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, right, okay, overall we have a down capital AB boundary still on this 15-minute time frame. We're still down below this longer term trend line here, but the further we rally like this, obviously, the closer we're getting to resistance. And obviously that trend line there, I'm looking at that as resistance. But in order to understand, so in order to get a better understanding of what I'm seeing under the dollar, we've got to turn up the larger time frame. Get a feel for what's going on with the larger time frame. So, larger time frame, 2-hour Euro USD. There's my sub-fib right there. You can see super shallow pullback. This is actually a little crown that I had identified here. Super shallow pullback. And so I'm anticipating that this will continue rallying. We've got room all the way up to 22.17, but as you can see here as well, we've not got that much room before we should anticipate a pretty sizable pullback. And that kind of coincides with your analysis and what you're saying, and what you're bringing to the table as far as coming up to those levels and then looking for a sell. That would certainly make sense if we're looking at a short-term.
I would say 21.08.16 in that area, mate. Is your first line of resistance.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. 21.08. Yeah. Look at that. I'm totally in agreement. Look at that.
Is that the trend line?
Yeah, sure is.
16, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd be getting out at 08, mate.
I'm out at 21 even. 2100 is my target.
I reckon you could squeeze out an extra 8 pips.
I reckon not. Well, let's not do that.
What's interesting, as I was saying there about that L7, mate, I sent you the picture. What it's done is it's cut through it like a knife. It's come there and become support. And look at the bounce on that picture I sent you, mate. Not that one, the next one. Look at that bounce off the black line there.
Yeah.
That is screaming, I'm going long for some time.
And which one is this one that I'm looking at?
That's euro dollar.
Euro dollar, yeah.
It's come through that black L7 like a knife, but then it's become new support. And look at the bounce off that. I had a trade set up, man. I had a trade set up and I missed it by 2 pips. For a long. Look at it. Look at it.
That's basically what we're looking at. What time frame?
Look at that golfing as well. That's on a 1 hour. That's on a 1 hour.
Oh, on a 1 hour.
Yeah. My buy is 2 pips below that spike and it never made it.
Man.
That happens to me so a lot.
What's the low? Let me see. 6.7. So you were looking at 6.5.
6.5, yeah, because I've got a 1 hour. I've got a 1 hour bounce buy price at the 6.5.
How do you feel? Is that painful?
Well, I'd be out that trade now. There's money.
Does that hurt?
And whilst that's happening, my dollar yen's losing. I've actually bought the dollar yen at 84.
You bought it at 84.
I've bought it at 84 because it's at an L7. But I only need 10 out of it, like. But I've got a feeling. See the bounce? It's already come up long, you know. So it's travelled down to the price of 84, and it's bounced off of, and then it's kind of holded, but then it's dropped below now. So can you see before about 4 in the morning? Yeah, that sort of morning star. Yeah, that's the 84, that's the L7 that it's bouncing off, and it's sort of set as a, but I think it's become new resistance now. For 84 level, 104.84, mate.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think it's become new resistance though, and it's clear road south. So if you're talking about selling the dollar, whenever you bring it up next.
Yeah, so I'm actually already in selling dollar yen and dollar CAD this morning.
Okay.
And that's actually from yesterday. I took that yesterday. The dollar yen is new. The dollar yen is from this morning. In fact, I got in right here just before the creation of this nice little morning star. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Talk about trusting your analysis, eh?
You got in at what, 70?
This little spike, 75.
75.
755 to be exact. That's my exact entry point.
It is a little tricky situation at the moment, mate, because it's deciding what it wants to do, and depending on which side it breaks out to, I think it'll generate momentum and steamroll in that direction. So you've got to pick one side, haven't you?
Yeah, so let me show you what I'm looking at on the bigger picture here as far as the dollar's concerned. So, dollar yen, this is what I was sending to you last night. Made a picture I was sending to you last night. So dollar yen, right? We had this big, beautiful break to the upside. I mean, just lovely, lovely move there. But it's obviously capped, right? We hit resistance, and now you're getting that little mountain cap there, right? It's coming back. I sent this to you, rather, 2 hours prior to market close yesterday.
Yeah, it was that hammer.
Yeah, it was this. Well, it's a shooting star. This is a shooting star here.
Shooting star.
Inverted hammer, basically.
Yeah.
So you've got two in succession. Shooting stars, that is, with the counter trend line break, right? And so with that counter trend line break, with 2 hours to go before close of trading last night, I was texting Rich saying winter is coming. And that the dollar that I'm predicting dollar weakness.
It did snow as well.
It did. It
Snowed
did,
last
didn't it? It did. Told you.
Did you sell it with a, I don't know, 50 pip stop or something?
No. I'll
Waited till this morning.
I should have, because I was that.
I would have been impressed, and I would have respected you a bit more if you'd sold it last night at midnight. At the close of that candle, bam.
Yeah, I'd be affording our yacht by now. Look at that.
It's good, man. It's good.
I'm seeing continued weakness here. This still has plenty of room to the downside. We've got all the way down to 104.38.
Yeah.
Any serious support. And if you look at the stochastic RSI as well, I mean, we're completely overbought and U-turning.
Wow.
So that completely overbought and U-turning. Now, obviously, as Rich likes to point out all the time, the dollar yen is a big driver of things, right?
Yep.
So naturally, what should we see across the board? Well,
Pretty much long everywhere, man.
Yeah, we should see dollar weakness permeate throughout all the markets, and that's exactly. Look at dollar CAD. Just look at dollar CAD right here for a second. Let's just review what we've got over the last how many days, right? We've got engulfing bear, followed by an engulfing bear, followed by an engulfing bear, right? You see those three formations? I mean, that is just. And then look at the stochastic RSI. Yet now, obviously, when I sent this to you yesterday, we were here. This is sitting at about 72. So just then leaving the sell zone. And so now we're on the descent. Overall, right? Overall, this dollar CAD is in a downtrend. And if we look at dollar yen, right? Overall, we're in a downtrend. Overall, But there's a couple things at play here. So first of all, at the moment, I'm anticipating that there is some room for continued dollar strength, medium to longer term. Reason for that is because we've broken this innermost trend line. So the chances are, that we're going to start making our way toward the next available trend line, which is all the way up here, right? We have to do a couple things first, but the first sign of this for me, to be able to start calling this was taking out this high right here at 105.67, thereabouts, right? We've taken out the high, so now, we're pulling back, and picture this just like a slingshot, right? We're here at resistance, pulling back, so the next anticipated move would be, assuming that support holds in here, the next anticipated move would be, boom, slingshot north past that high to create a new high.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just reading here. Correction through the 104.80, giving way to rally above the 105.50.
There you go. What did I say? 105.67 was exactly. So I'm in total agreement with that, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here. This is a correction, and then it's going to make it's going to continue. Another way to look at this, right? Because again, remember I told you fibs work like across the board. Doesn't matter what the wave that you're actually measuring is, as long as it's a wave, it'll measure, right? And so look at this, 5.0, 1.618. See that? So it's also just completed a fib. So this right here, on a daily time frame, this is an example of a B-fade scalper strategy on a bigger time frame, which is actually the way that I had originally developed the strategy. It's actually the most reliable way to do it. Because basically you wait until you hit your daily Ds like this. Let's run daily time frame. Boom, shooting star at a daily D. Sell baby sell, and I would be targeting that 382. So you can see that would work in a matter of 2 days. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we had a big pullback there, so the trade would have gone negative for a while, and that's where the big cojones comes in, right? This trade would have gone negative for a while, but then the payoff was very nice there. But as you can see, even with the pullback here, I'm selling the pullback because it's a good move. There's money to be had in this move. But ultimately, I'm anticipating that we are going to bottom out at some point, and I'm anticipating that at some point is going to be in here at the crossroads between the trend line and support right here, right? It also happens to be the 50% of the fib, which is the most reliable retracement level. So the game plan here is I'm obviously selling this, and so that means I'm selling dollar across the board. So if I'm selling the US dollar, it means that I'm buying all of the dollar secondary pairs and selling all the dollar primary pairs. In the case of Aussie dollar, right, just we move on to the dollar secondary pairs here, you can see how it's translating. We got a beautiful engulfing bull right at the trend line. See that? And at the time we got that, we were sitting at 8.35 on the stochastic RSI, which is just, that is absolute buy, right? Buy right there. And you can see the market is obliging that order. Kiwi dollar is no different. Right? Kiwi dollar, beautiful move, bullish. We actually have a flagpole pennant here that's now breaking out to the north. Nice flagpole pennant breaking out to the north there. So, continued bullishness. The only thing with Kiwi dollar, again, like I say, is, I'm pretty certain that we're coming up to resistance in pretty short order. And so I don't want to just jump in here knowing that we've got resistance. I'd rather wait, and on the smaller time frame that translates into allowing the D extension, like I was saying earlier, allowing the D extension to be hit and fulfilled, waiting for the market to pull back, and then getting in. Right? That's the game plan. But you can see why that's my outlook, right? You can see why that's my prediction. Break, then comes the test, that's the retracement, and then the continuation, that would be when I would get in. That's
Nice, mate.
And then pound dollar. Have a look at pound dollar. Pound dollar, we have a beautiful morning star. Right, beautiful morning star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles combined give us this morning star. And then the following 2 candles, here's the test, which failed, we got price rejection, left behind a hammer. That's a sign of continued strength. And obviously, we were in the buy zone and U-turning. Now the thing with pound dollars, as you can see, we're at the backside of this broken trend line now.
Yeah.
So we do have to be mindful. But what all this really tells me is that we're just probably going to establish a high here, so we'll probably get a pullback and then a continuation.
Based on dollar's projected move, you'd think pound would continue to find strength there. Equally, just to make a point on this, and you may want to skip over to this yourself on the pound yen. So pound dollar is in an upward direction, but pound yen is in a down direction. Now what's interesting about that is if dollar has got weakness against yen strength, okay, yen's got strength against the pound, then obviously where does that leave pound dollar? So someone has to compromise and accommodate, and it looks to me, based on what I can see, there's more of a downward projection and effect with pound yen, based on what the dollar yen's doing. So it looks like there's more strength in the yen than there is in the pound, if that makes sense. And I think the pound dollar may just stall somewhat. I'm not expecting big moves today. I think pound yen might do a little bit more today, depending on, what we need dollar yen to decide whether it's coming back up for a bit or whether it's gonna sell, and it's trapped at the moment in an indecisive price about that 104.80.
I reckon it'll probably start selling. If anything, it'll start seriously selling again as we get to the New York Open. That'll
Yeah.
Seriously, because if we haven't already had that push by now, because what is it? It's 9 a.m. already. It's 5 past 9 already. If we haven't already had the push, chances are we're not going to get that until the next session. You know what I mean? But here at this point, a couple hours into the session, if it hasn't happened, it probably won't, unless there's a news event or something. But you can see here, mate. Look, euro dollar just hit my target, 2100, and it's starting to pull back.
Nice. So is that trade out now?
Yeah, that's done. That's done.
That's good, man.
That came out with a profit. So I'm happy about that one. Dollar yen. I wanted to go. I'm glad you brought up
Tuesday,
because. So I am all for continuing to sell pound yen. Here's why. Look at this. We've had 1, 2, 3 candles of a bullish push, and then at that very last candle, at the close of yesterday here, we have this big price rejection to the north, and then
it's on daily. Okay.
We are starting to come down. Yeah, this is the daily time frame. And if you look at the stochastic RSI, 92, mate. I would round up on that. 91.81, so call it 92.
Ooh.
Sell, baby, sell.
Wow. Okay. So if the pound is selling against the yen, that means there's yen strength, which means, based on what dollar yen's doing, we should see some dollar weakness. Dollar weakness, pound weakness, yen strength on both sides. So you want to be looking at the yen pairs then, mate.
Yeah.
After you've done your angle on this one. Looks like we might have missed the boat though.
Maybe not.
Or what's the 15 saying? I can't believe that Aussie dollar, man. I cannot believe it, man. Went for 21.5 pips. That would have been a 0% stop loss fulfillment as well.
I missed the boat on this by about, it's 18 pips from where the entry would have, should have, could have been. But there's enough room here, because look at this unfulfilled 38.2. The only thing is we're not back below the B low just, or the B high just yet rather. So I can do one of two things here. I can get in here, but a stop 15 pips above this cluster of highs right in here, and then go 10 pips in front of that unfulfilled 38.2. In fact,
I think do it, mate.
what I'm
I think
gonna
do it. I think do it. What are you wasting time, man? You got to get in this one. Let's do it.
100%.
Let's get in it. Dollar's going, mate. Dollar's going. I'm 5 pips up on the dollar
Beautiful.
from the 84.
Let's go. Here we go. 145.03. Oh, good song for this too. Look at that.
Dollar bills, yo. I can't rap or sing to save my fucking life.
141.40. That looks tasty. That looks very tasty. What do you
Also
reckon? Should
decided
they
I'm going to be trading at 0.3% as well.
Should they do it, mate? What
Do it, man. Get in that pound yen. Get in it, mate.
do you reckon?
Yeah. Are you marking? Entering? If you.
I am. 77.
Do it, mate.
77 pips in a row.
At the end of the day, look at the unfulfilled 2-hour. There's so much space down to that level.
Oh yeah.
You. Hang on a minute. The stock RSI is at the bottom, mate.
This is a strategy 3.
Are you selling this?
Strategy 1.
You're
strategy
selling,
4.
right? You are selling.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna buy right here, mate.
The stock RSI is like way down. That's not good.
Yes, it is.
This isn't a perfect trade, to be fair.
No, but
This is a bit of a gamble. If we agree on the fact, just go in at half risk, Matt. Just go in at half risk. This isn't an ideal setup. It's rare you're gonna get full confidence, but I mean,
you know what we could do to mitigate this is wait for the close of the candle. It's 49 minutes away. Probably wait for the close of the candle. Listen, if this thing is falling, there's plenty of room for it to fall.
I reckon half risk and then just jump in. It doesn't matter. It's whatever, man. It's
The
whatever.
stochastic is in the right spot. No, but the MACD certainly is, and we're breaking. We've now broken into that sell zone. But you know what? No, we do need to be disciplined. I need to wait for the close of this candle because we've broken into the sell zone. Just because we've broken into the sell zone doesn't mean anything unless we close inside the sell zone. So,
Okay.
what kind of traders? What kind of mentors would we be if we didn't follow our own example?
But it's fun, man. Nah, I'm joking. That's why I did say, I was like, nah, let's review this.
It looked good in the moment. It looked good. I tell you what, if it didn't pull back at all, that would look great. But if we can get a better price, that's the good thing. That's the good news here. We can get a better price.
Oh, okay. You're gonna try and get a better price.
100%. Oh, I'm still selling it. Oh,
That dollar's gone, mate.
I'm still selling it, man. There's no
Dollar's
question.
not coming back.
But
Dollar ain't coming back.
I'm gonna get a better price on it.
I'm gonna get a coffee.
Oh, look at that. There we go. Beautiful. That's what we want, man.
You go dollar yen right down to the 45. Won't get past 45. You heard it here first. Won't get past 45.
That's 45.
Nah, mate. 4 column roll black. Band shade level 3 on the system, mate. Horrible.
Let's see.
Do you know what's interesting is on the algorithm, right? On the algorithm,
I know what it's doing, by the way.
It's in a buy zone. It's in a level 3 buy zone.
We can talk about it later, but I know what it's doing. I'll tell you what it's doing.
What, delete it?
No, the algo you're on about.
Oh. Well, I've got two, and I've got. From now on, it's going to be called the Matrix, is the blue one, and the Algo is the black one. The Algo, mate, we're coming up to a level 4 buy zone. That's crazy. But that is larger time frame stuff, which you've already identified that.
Yeah, and this.
So
Look at this. So this, I saw this coming from over here. Look at the evening star, which pushed this down. That's why these are highlighted like this. Push this, that you can even see. I actually had a trade outlined here. Never took this for some reason. Gotta look at that. But that would have been a beautiful trade. Zero stop loss fulfillment because it was from here. Look, beautiful trade. But this was evening star, which pushed this down to the trend line. We got a little bit of support there, but then we got a second evening star that then was enough to push it back into the sell zone and close it in the sell zone. And so that shows me we've got plenty of room to that, again, to the next available trend line, right? Because if you think about it, this just acts simply as a trend line. That's all this really does, this automated T3 here, right? That's all it really does. And so if I were to come in with a hand-drawn trend line, you'll actually be able to see that. Look how nicely that tracks.
yeah.
Literally using that yellow T3. The only reason it's on chart is to act as
A dynamic trend.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I've got my take profit at 45.
I can see why it's saying that. It's a good level. It's definitely
It's a good level.
Oh,
On the
wow.
1 hour, mate, it's
Oh shoot, hang on.
it's a banking
very
level,
good
mate.
of support.
It's
Wait
a
minute.
banking level on the 1 hour. That's
wow.
a banking level, mate. Particularly 28th of Jan. Actually, let me get my facts right. 28th of Jan. Right.
Yeah.
1300. No. 28th of Jan. Yeah, 1300. 28th of Jan. 1300. Look at the price, how it was rejected, and then when it finally makes its way back up. The level of support, it ain't seen it since. It's not seen 45 since the 28th of Jan. And look at that, the structure in that small space there. 28th of Jan, 1 o'clock.
That is good. That's good to hear.
So I think your target or the trend line was the 38, which obviously 45, 38, like, you know, 7 pips, what, 7 pips, but I'm out at 45.
Oh yeah, 30. I've got it. At 30. Which is this?
Yeah. All I'm saying is, I'll be. That's a 2 to 1 for me getting out at the 45, so I needn't be greedy.
What I'll do is I'll set an alert on 45.
I think you should set an alert and have a look at the Langle, mate.
I'll set
See-
an alert and have a look at the Langle when we get there.
Yeah, and see what the waves are looking like. I'll probably text you or something anyway, because it'll, you know, touch wood, it'll take me out.
There we go. Crossing down once. Check the Langle.
Check the Langle,
In
man.
my alert. Check the Langle.
Langle checking since 1991.
Right. Let's see what we got here.
Mate, are we on YouTube and Facebook and
And Twitch.
Twitch this morning? Did we achieve a triple threat?
We have indeed. No more technical difficulties this morning, which should be good.
Brilliant. So I can now start singing.
If you want to lose viewers, mate, go ahead.
Ah! Is there anyone watching?
Do you know what there is? And we have a question, and it's from Shiv. Hi, Shiv. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on wherever you are in the world, of course. Do you fund people's Forex accounts? No, we do not directly fund people's Forex accounts, but we work with a company called the 5%ers. If you go to our website, as a matter of fact, I'll give you the link here in the chat box. If you head on over to our website at kickstarttrading.com, you will be able to see all the information in the trader funding section, and then just click the link and it'll bring you through to the 5%ers, where you'll learn everything you need to know about their program. I don't want to turn this into an advertisement for the an advertising campaign for anybody, so I'll leave it at that. But I'll just say they're a good company.
They're awesome, man.
Huh?
They're awesome, man. I've got shares. Chev, get over there now. Chev, get over there now, man. I got shares in that.
He doesn't.
Yeah, that's what you think. You know, I was thinking yesterday, mate. I think when do you want to start looking at cryptos? We've got an evergreen methodology that can work.
We need to see. Yeah, I need time to study it, really, mate. To be honest, because we need time to study it because.
Oh no.
I'm not certain that there's enough history there yet for this methodology to work. You know what I mean? Because this is very heavily dependent on, obviously, looking at good amounts of history, having a good sense of where it's been to understand where it's going.
Can we have a look at euro dollar quick?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm at a 2098 level, which for me is the market high for this currency. So I'm expecting it's starting to struggle around this price. However, beyond that is the 2117. I literally have a 4-column roadblock on the matrix. 2117. You heard it here first. 10-minute analyst. It ain't getting past that straight away. Right? And within that, right, check this out. On the algo, I've got a 2119 sell zone. So I've got a 2117 4-column roadblock on the matrix, and I've got a 2119 sell zone level on the algo, and it looks like you might even have a downward trend line there.
I sure do. That's exactly where my downward trend line is.
Okay.
And you can see I've even got resistance highlighted already. And my resistance line cuts right through your two levels, mate. So we are definitely on the same page here for sure.
Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is line up a sell, and I'm going to go for the best price, which I'm probably going to miss the train on, and that's the 219.
You may very well miss the train on that.
The 2119.
As long as
I'm going to go for it, man.
That.
I'm going for it because it's already at my high for the day, really, the 2098. But I'm a gambling man. No, seriously. Sustained break above the 2075 could rally up to the 145. Okay, it's interesting. 2107. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Chris,
Talk to me.
give me give me 1 minute. Give me 2 minutes.
I give you 3.
I need more time now.
Just because it's you.
Okay.
Yeah, euro dollar is on. There's a ton of resistance here. Absolute ton of resistance. Stochastic RSI is sitting at 97.66, so 98. Almost completely overbought. The chance of a pullback in the next 37 minutes here is very, very, very high. So over the course of the next 2 candles on the 15-minute time frame, what that probably means is we'll probably see a slight further push bullish over the next 2 candles, and then we're going to cap out and then see it start to fall. It's probably what's going to happen here.
I tried to listen that. But I'll be honest. I struggled. Because I'm trying to figure something out, yeah.
Shiv, if you're interested in becoming a Forex trader, my friend, this is the place to be. We are, Rich and I are both professional Forex traders ourselves. We actually are doing this for a living. He and I are both at work right now, like legitimately. we just have cameras rolling so you can watch along, basically.
I know, yeah.
That's the idea of the show.
It actually is as well.
Yeah, you're basically watching us at work.
It's crazy, isn't it? This world, like, it's a crazy world, man.
It is indeed.
Oh my god. That 2059 level was absolutely incredible to get in at for the euro dollar. Such a twat.
I got in at 2054. That was my entry point, 2054. And that was yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon.
We're at a 61 fib.
Yeah, we sure are. Yeah,
We're at a 61 fib.
Crossed the 69.4 threshold.
Okay, we're at a 61 fib on the euro dollar for a sell, a bearish fib, and we're just coming up to the 61 level now.
Ooh, it's not
No,
a 61, mate. It's a 69. Even better.
Well, you used your fibs, didn't you? On mine, it's a 61.
Even better. Yeah.
Which means short-term euro weakness potentially.
Yeah. Which I wonder. Then let's have a look at Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi.
Look at that candle forming on the 15-minute, mate.
Which one?
On the euro dollar.
Euro dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that looks good. I want to look at the other euros here because there may be some opportunity setting up. Let's go to 2 hour.
Oh my god. What do I do? 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 I know what to do. I know what to do.
Interesting.
Of course I know what to do.
Very interestingly. You can see a bit of strength. Euro Aussie. Look at that. Broken trend line. Back of the broken trend line. Broken back above it. With an engulfing bull taken in context, that's a morning star.
And I've got a reversal being set up on the matrix.
For a Euro Aussie.
Yeah, longer.
To go long.
Yeah, so that's when the 1, the 5 and the 15-minute L1s cross over into an upward or downward trend against a 1 hour that's got the opposite pattern. But there's 43, 53, yeah, and it's within 20 pips.
There's some look at this. Morning star, beautiful morning star. Market's now broken back into the buy zone. Look at the stochastic RSI sitting at 17. Look at the MACD in the buy zone giving the cross.
Oh, there's something there, mate. Get in.
Mate.
Hit in. Oh.
I tell you what, I think this is going to be a very good trading morning. I tell you that right now. The market appears to be giving off some really nice signals, indicating we may be in for a treat this morning as far as the movement.
What about euro dollar though?
6.694. 4 pips off entry. 4 pips off where the ideal entry would be. 6640. So that's 54 pips of risk, which means I should be going for 81 rewards. So 6694 and 81, that's 67. Exactly where I dropped that line already.
Brilliant, mate.
A long time, man. 6675. Just
Get in it, man.
1.5 to 1 look like.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That look. I am, aren't I? I am pretty brilliant, folks.
Oh, good. We're here all year. We're here all year, guys. Every day. Fucking hell. Kill me now.
Don't
Kill
forget
me
to
now.
tip your waiters and waitresses. That's beautiful, mate. I really like that.
Do you know what I think we should set up? You've Got Fans? Is it a You've Got Fans? No. OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Set up an OnlyFans, mate.
Can we do that?
Well, I'm over 18. I can make decisions.
Oh, do you have to be over 18?
Well, I think it's advised.
Oh. well then we're screwed.
I think any female viewers would be quite excited by the prospect of an OnlyFans 2021 KST calendar. Forex Live Lounge.
You have.
I think we'd be all right, man.
Send me a copy.
You gotta be in it. I'm not doing it by myself.
I'm liking this, man. What do you think? Euro Kiwi? I like it.
Is it wicked? Loving it like that. You remember that song? Have you heard that one?
What is it? Say it again.
Oh, you've not heard it, mate.
Go ahead, say it again.
Can I put it on the Spotify? How do I make music come through?
Just sing it. Hum a couple bars.
I forgot the words now. 1 minute. Oh, here we go. How do I press play, man? This is no longer about trading. This talk show's gonna get abused, man. This talk show is gonna get abused. It's no longer about trading, guys. It's about music.
See, Euro Kiwi, we actually have room on this down to 16478, which is the 1.618. We have 38 replacement. But in the shorter term, say, there is some room for this to pop bullish a little bit because of the fact that we're coming down to this and we've got all the support here. See that? And right at support, we got a morning star there.
And
Damn it.
yeah, let's get serious. Mate, I'd get in, man. Get in.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Get in, quick. Get in.
It's-
It fits
goes
everything.
back,
You've
yeah.
got the MACD, you've got the RSI, candles look nice. Mate, it's lovely, man.
It is.
I am advising you to put a decent, fair amount of exposure.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
See, Euro Aussie looks really nice as well. I think I'm gonna do a Euro Aussie as well.
Loving it, loving it, loving it. I'm loving it like that. Come on, you must know that song.
I just
That
want
must have
to sing it.
been in a. It's definitely been in America at least once.
Should I know it then?
If you've been to America at least once, I think.
I've never been. Always wanted to go.
Right, what am I doing here? Switch on.
Euro Aussie is looking good to me, mate. What do you think? 5661 for an entry.
Did you get in?
I'm in on Euro Kiwi. I'm now looking at Euro Aussie 5661 for an entry.
You got to get in now, unless you're gonna limit order.
That's 73 in reward. That's 57.34.
You can either get in now or wait for the pullback. I would just get in now, mate.
I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one too. 57.34.
We should allow fear of missing out to guide us sometimes.
Okay, we should not do that.
That's my role in this show.
Good because I'm only 4 pips off entry. I'm even tempted to put a pending there. You know, an entry, a buy stop, or a buy limit rather. Excuse me.
Huh? I thought you just market entered this.
No, Euro Kiwi I market entered.
Oh.
This is Euro Aussie now. I'm looking at Euro Aussie. There's the break of the trend line. You got the cross. You got the cross. You got the stochastic. I mean, it does look beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love the look of this. I think it's.
Well, a buy limit, mate. You're only looking for a 4 pip pullback for a buy limit.
It's not really worth it, is it?
So if I was you, I would just put on a little bit less and just stick those 4 pips on the stop loss. Something's just happened. Oh my god, we're in 2 breakout longs on the euro dollar. Jeez, oh my god, it is as well.
Euro dollar.
Look at that, mate. Look at that. It knows that. The system's so clever, mate. It's so clever. It knows that 61 fibs a strong price level, right?
I thought you were waiting for me to say, how clever is it?
We need to work together longer, I think. Right, that 2118 level though. The system's in 2 long positions. Funny. You go. Dollar's dropping. Lovely.
Lovely jubbly.
I think we're going to have a really successful year, mate. I'm hoping we come out at the end of the year with at least... I'll be happy at the end of the year, mate, if we've done 6% on account for our friends and our family and our investors.
Well, more than that. 6% a week.
Hey.
6-4, I think, is probably going to be. Although saying that, I'm still waiting.
Hey, the thing is though, is at corporate level, you know, you come away with 12% on account at the end of the year, and everybody's fucking high-fiving.
Oh yeah. Sure.
That's traders don't understand this, especially new traders, because they see all the fancy gimmicks and all this, and all the promo and marketing that these education companies run.
True.
And they think, and it is possible you can generate high returns, but it's not sustainable long term.
Well, if it's about achieving consistency, then you shouldn't be swinging for the fences every single time, right? You should be swinging. You should be swinging the bat to get on base. It's a baseball reference. Be swinging the bat to get on base, not to hit a home run.
Okay.
You don't know that reference, do you?
Yeah, let me work it out though. So base, you've got first, second, third, fourth base, right?
Fourth base is home, so that's a home run. You know.
So the idea is hit the ball far enough just to run the next leg
Yeah,
to
so
get to the next base.
you bat the ball, and then as it's flying out into the outfield, you have to run around the bases and get, obviously get as many bases as you can before the ball comes back to the player on the base, on the opposing team, obviously.
Okay.
So the analogy there is right, because when you hit a home run, that's when you've swung for the fences and it's gone beyond the fences, it's gone out of the park. The point is, you don't need to be swinging like that. You know what I mean? Because the more you try to swing like that, they actually, because I used to play baseball, they actually tell you in practice and in your training, don't swing like that. Don't try to swing for the fences every time, because what happens is you end up getting sloppy, right? Your form gets sloppy. You're not supposed to focus on the big hit. If you get a big hit, that's a happy bonus. That's, hey, mazel tov if you get a big hit. But you should just be focusing on trying to get onto first base. That should be your goal. And that's true for trading as well. It doesn't matter if you're a swing trader, a scalp trader, right? Doesn't matter. Your goal shouldn't be to get a home run every time. It should be to just get on base. Because the more you consistently get on base, the more runs you actually score. You know what I mean? And then every so often you get that home run, and it's a nice feeling. It's obviously a nice elating feeling, but it's not the norm. You know what I mean? And you're absolutely right. A lot of people have that misconception and that unrealistic expectation. You know what I mean? That they're going to become overnight millionaires if only they take this course or they pursue this training or what have you. They'll become overnight millionaires, and that's just not how the world works. Like, let alone trading. It's just not how it works. And you'll find if you approach the market correctly in terms of your mindset, you think you focus just on getting onto first base, it will affect your performance. You'll be swinging a lot better. You have more control. Ooh.
Well, if we don't have a successful year, mate, I'll be swinging from the rafters. I'll be swinging from the rafters, and you'll be calling 999, mate.
Look at this, man. Euro GBP.
Sell it.
No way.
Euro pound.
Look at that.
I've never traded the Euro pound.
Have you never traded Euro GBP? I have a love-hate relationship with Euro GBP.
It's a weird currency.
I have a long-term love-hate relationship with Euro GBP.
I don't like it.
Long-term love-hate.
It looks like it wants bought though.
That definitely wants buying. That's screaming
Asking
at me,
to be
buy
bought
me,
in
buy
the
me.
shop, mate. What would be like a bit of an extended stop loss be right down to that 8,740 level, mate? If you had your stop loss at 8,740, how would that affect
I'd
your?
actually go 8,730 if that were the case. Well, it depends, right? So it depends on where we can take this to realistically.
That's what I'm wondering, mate.
Yeah, because here, this will be an old analysis on this that needs updating, but to be honest, I want
Has it scored a goal since your old analysis?
to say it again.
Has it scored a goal since the old analysis?
Oh yeah.
Pound yen, man. Did you sell pound yen, by the way?
Did I sell pound yen? No, I didn't sell pound yen, not yet.
Oh my god.
Is it moving?
I had a sell.
Shoot. Alright, hang on. We go to pound.
Mate, it's gone.
Is it too late?
See you later, boy. Yeah.
No, it's not. What are you on about? 2.2 is my entry price.
Ah. Yeah, I forget you used
But
the
I
old stops.
didn't. The reason I didn't was because of, well, you.
What?
Remember? Because we said, right, let's stop and consider this first, because look at the stochastic RSI sitting at 9.67. So I said I was going to give it to the close of the candle. And if at the close of the candle, if we close inside of the sell zone, remember?
So you can still put this on?
This can.
It's at 2-2, mate.
Yeah, I have to wait for the close of the candle, Rich. Got 17 minutes to go.
Ah, right.
Because if I get in here now, and this is right at the start of a test of this break, you see what I'm saying? Then I'm getting in just to get a huge pullback, when if I just wait, I can get the pullback at a better price, and then get in.
You don't like waiting for pullbacks?
Well, at this point here, if we were to close looking the way it does right now, then that's really nice. That's good. Happy with that.
If it's any consolation, mate, if it's any consolation, I've already got a sell limit at 52.
At 52, 144.52.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, so you're waiting for the pullback too. You're anticipating the pullback too.
I've been waiting for the pullback for a while.
Ooh, $1 moving. Right, let me go back to.
I've been waiting for the pullback since 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
It's never gonna come, man. It's never gonna come.
You having issues, mate?
It's never gonna turn up, is it?
Do you have GBP, JPY abandonment issues? 50% down to the 508868. So I'm looking at Euro GBP for a potential buy. So what I'm just doing now is obviously going back and putting some more relevant analysis here. Ooh. There is an unfulfilled 38.2 up there at 8952. That's very interesting.
I'm getting some feedback from our trusted and beloved audience.
Go on.
It says the music's annoying.
Oh. Like the music? It's calming?
I think we need to go lo-fi hip-hop, man.
Do lo-fi hip-hop.
I think I've just asked, is it loud? Is it the style? Because I can't hear it, to be honest. I genuinely can't hear it, man.
Can you not?
But I think the audience have got a different. They must have a different acoustic delivery or something. Like the music is amplified on their side or something.
Where's that coming from? Facebook? Twitch?
He said not ballet massage music. Got it, mate. We'll sort that right out. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, let's find some lo-fi then.
Mate, Dolly N is working out like a dream.
It sure is.
And up until that 45 level, mate, I can't see. There's nothing really stopping it. We are coming into another buy zone around 62, but it should get to the. It should get. Actually, oh my god, mate, this buy zone the Dolly N's reaching now was yesterday's extreme buy zone, and you're taught to take 20 for 20s off those levels, like every time. It's completely oversold or overbought.
Hang on a minute.
And that's the 62 level, so I'm just gonna, it's at 62 now. I'm just gonna withdraw now out to the 4 hour. and to understand why. I would probably say more the 57, 56. Yeah, 56, man.
What you after? Call you in.
Sorry, mate.
All right, hang on.
I would say,
I'm gonna.
yeah,
come back to the music.
I'm gonna shut up, mate. You do what you're doing.
Call you in. We're gonna treat. Call you in. There goes pound yen. But I don't like where that's sitting, so I'm still gotta wait for close.
Pound yen. Pound yen's now in a buy zone.
See.
But it's fairly clear though. Let's investigate that though on the 4-hour. I don't see pound yen struggling right the way down to the 14285.
Let's have a look. Let me go back to pound yen. Hang on. Right. Okay. Pound yen. 14285. Did you say?
142. Hang on. Let me zoom in here.
I've got that level mark.
68. 14268 max.
Yeah. So I can definitely see, because as well, it looks like we're making a pull
68.
back to the trend line here. We have a similar situation, broken in the trend line, making its way to the outer. On
What's your
the
target, mate?
2 hour target would be 141.40. 141.40. It looks really good. I've got to wait 10 minutes though. I can't do anything.
141.40.
Yeah, 10 pips in front of that not the extension, the unfulfilled 38.2. Now the only thing is at 144.10, 144.09, 144.10, that's my B high, that's my 2 hour B high. So I'm anticipating support at 144.10, which we're coming up on. That might explain why we're taking a buy zone as well. So if any, this is why I'm waiting to get in this as well. That's why I'm not in this yet. It looks good. I can see it falling. I can see it continuing. I mean, looks like a beautiful move to me. But I have to wait. Because there's a chance, there's a very good chance that because we've just broken back into the sell zone here, and because we've got support, there's a very good chance that we dip down to touch and then get a pullback. So rather than jumping in now and getting in right as the pullback is about to start happening, I might as well just wait for the pullback to happen, get in at the better price. You know what I mean?
What price?
And have a stress-free life, mate.
What price though?
Well, better than 144.22.
So you would rather see a pullback, what, up to the 50? And sell at 50-ish?
Watch this, let me show you something. So, see, the thing with pound yen, right, is that overall we're in an uptrend. So this trade is a counter trade, which I'm certainly not opposed to, right? We can take counter trade. We take counter trades all the time. But the thing with a counter trade is that you have, or a counter trend trade, should I say, is that obviously because you're going against the trend, you have to be super careful. Like even more so. You know what I mean? So because of that, it's not a game. It's not a deal breaker, but it does mean I want to be more careful. On this 15-minute time frame, there's an unfulfilled 38.2% to the downside, at 142.25. So that's another target I could go for there if I didn't want to ride it all the way to 140, 140. 142.25 is another one, so let's mark it off. 142.25 just here. So that's another one. And you can see that in itself is a pretty good level of support. It's actually the 23.6 retracement level. See that?
Okay.
So, I mean, at a minimum, I want to wait for the close of this candle. The reason I'm waiting for the close of the candle is on the, in the event that we do in fact get a pullback, then rather than jumping in here just before we get the big pullback, I'd rather wait, let the pullback, happen, and then look to get in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've got just under 7 minutes to go. The candle here. Obviously, when you do it that way, you run the risk of this just taking off and not looking back. But it's a risk I'm willing to take.
To compensate with the indicators being slightly
Delayed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Euro GBP, which is what I was looking at before, looks very nice to me. I like it. I'm going to wait for the close of the candle here, but if we close looking the way we do, then this is actually a prime example, it's a perfect example of a little fake out, right?
Yeah.
Market gave an evening star right here. This is an example of a fake out evening star though.
It's done nothing.
What's happened is actually the tail end of that original evening star is the very beginning of the morning star that actually is the formation to pay attention to here.
Yeah.
You see that? So, a lot of traders can get caught up in this. I get caught up in this sometimes too. It happens. But this is a prime example of a fake evening star or a false evening star, giving people a lot of headaches. But it's left behind a morning star. It's leaving behind a morning star. We have a cross on the MACD, breaking bullish. The stochastic RSI is completely oversold. I mean, like completely oversold. Sitting at 14.5. So
Let's
very much
right.
Buying this.
At the minute, mate, yen is really, really strong. Hence why pound against yen's dropped. Hence why dollar against yen's dropped. Pound dollar is just sat doing nothing because it's like a Rubik's cube. It can't go nowhere because the other two are busy.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at euro dollar and that's saying that, we have to take a look at the euro. Euro has moved a little bit long. It's coming up to a trap point. Dollar's also coming up to a trap point at the 45. So if dollar's going to come to a trap point and euro at the top's going to come to a trap point, something's got to give. So if dollar then comes long and euro drops, that trade you're looking at there, that euro, I don't trust. Euro would have to prevail over the pound. The pound would find strength with yen weakness. The pound would go up. Pound dollar might find it would go up as well. I wouldn't trust that, mate, that euro pound just now. I feel like it might be in that sort of range, in between your two green dotted lines there.
Yeah.
If you take into account all the correlation.
Well, so what I can do to combat that is wait for the close. So wait the 3 and change minutes to the close of this candle, this current candle. And then what I can do is take the close of that candle, add 10 pips. And so basically, if I were to do it now, right, it's 90, so 88, so 8,800 even, basically. Just saying, if this were to close right this second, right? Because what that'll do is that clears, first of all, it completely clears the false evening star right here. It's further into the buy zone than where we are currently, because we're now breaking into the buy zone there.
Yeah.
And if there's a test of this, because don't forget this whole thing that I've just boxed in here now, altogether that is a morning star. That is definitely a morning star. And so if there's a test, which is like a 50-50 shot of there being a test, then what this does is, kind of winds me up so that at the conclusion of the test, when the market moves in its continuation, I'm basically there to scoop it up. You know what I mean? That's what I would be looking at here as a means of combating that.
Yeah.
What you're
Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. In isolation, it's sweet, man. I'm just trying to think about all the variables at the moment. But I am expecting euro dollar and dollar yen to invert from where they are now, like a bit of a seesaw. But dollar yen does need to get to that 45 level.
Let's see, we're getting close.
I just had an alert.
10 pips.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Another 10 pips, mate, and I'm out. 9 pips and I'm out.
Yeah?
Well,
I've got 15 pips beyond that, and then I'm out.
So at this point, I'm moving my stop to break even. And I'm in a free trade. Literally smashed it, man. That extreme buy zone's just gone straight through it for now.
Which one? Dollar yen?
Dollar yen, yeah. This was yesterday's extreme buy zone, so basically if it makes it down to this, you should be looking at buying, nothing else. Just buy, man, just buy. But the MACD, the stock's down, but MACD's got somewhere to go yet.
Yeah. No, I'm
Euro dollar.
I'm gonna hold it. See what happens.
Ah!
We'll see what happens at the 45. If we come down to 45 and we get a big bounce, obviously, or I see good price rejection there, then obviously we're looking at a pullback at that point.
Look at euro dollar, man. I had a pending order on 2118. It came within half a pip, and it's already about to go for 10 pips. See that?
Look at that.
I hate it so much. That's 2 trades I'll have missed today.
2117.
Look at the candle on it though.
2116. Yeah.
We got a new one just opening.
Low resistance there as well. Okay, so we got the close of the candle. Let's have a look now. Let me see what's going on here.
I mean that euro dollar is not too much of a concern for you because, well,
Euro dollar.
You're out of that trade.
I'm out. Yeah. I took profit on that already. Alright, pound dollar. Okay, so pound dollar on the 2 hour doesn't look great for a continued buy. But I want to see what that looks like on the 15 because I'm taking this basically on 15. Damn it. Basically on 15, I'm looking to take this to the 144, which is not far off it. We're not far off it at all. What I can do at this point is I can do a bit of trade management. I've got 2 options. I can go off of this low right here, which is not. It's not what I would. It's not my first choice, right? You know, I like to go a minimum of 2 lows behind the market, behind live market, right? So that would be 1, 2. Obviously, I still have a bit of risk there. If that's the case, because I just moving my stop to 58 instead of 48. I mean, hold on. No, sorry. 38 instead of 21. 37, 38. But it does take some of that risk off the table. You know what I mean?
I forgot you're still in this one, mate.
Yeah, I'm still in on Pandora. Now, as long as support holds, this should still be fine. This should still be absolutely fine. but support has to hold. That's the key. Let me go ahead and update this order. This is pound yen, 37.21. I'm moving it to 37.38.
Pound yen's coming up now. Yeah, that's a pretty decent price there, that pound
That's
yen.
why I wanted to wait on pound yen. You see that?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to wait.
So, are you thinking pound yen's gonna pull back all the way up to around about that 50 level and then go again?
I don't know.
Maybe not quite 50, but
Maybe not quite 50. Certainly 40. Certainly 40. I could see it making an attempt back for 40. I mean, it could even go for the 50. It depends on what happens here. I mean, we got the close of the candle, this most recent candle, and the result is that the stochastic is even more oversold than it was. You know what I mean? We're sitting at 4.74 on the stochastic now. Hey, Nechko! Nechko's here. Good morning.
let's go.
Morning, Nechko. How you doing?
Yo, Nechko.
Morning and welcome. Yo, Nechko. I like that. I don't know that it's got room to the 50, mate. Maybe to the 40, like say. I'm interested actually to see.
There's nothing for pound yen for me other than a buy zone. A second level buy zone's pretty weak on the algo. I wouldn't take that. To be honest, where it's just hit would have been my take profit if I managed to have got in at the 52 that I wanted. Well, 2 hours ago now. It didn't make it. It fell short by about 6 pips or something, and it just buggered off. But if you come out of that 15-minute time frame to your 2 hour, I am interested in this. A pullback to the 50s, 40s, and then a sell right the way down to that 2 hour unfulfilled. I'm interested in that because I still have. Okay, so what I have, right, is on the matrix we've got a very healthy, perfect downtrend snake, and we're only in a second level buy zone on the algo, which stands to suggest that with the euro dollar at its highest resistance level, and with the dollar yen coming into it, what I would argue to say is the bottom of today, you know, a strong support, you're going to have this effect seesaw back the other way, which will impact the pound yen because it gets thrown around. So yen will start to lose strength, and pound would gain some strength. Pound dollar might start moving up a little bit more if that happens, because it'll be supported and lifted up with it. Then this Rubik's Cube effect will kick in, and pound yen will move up, and then it'll carry on again. You know, it'll then continue in that trend direction. That would be ideal here, to be honest.
Yeah.
That would be ideal here, to be honest.
See, on pound dollar, we get a little bit of a pullback at the moment, but again, you know, support is critical here for pound dollar for the continuation of this trade. If we come down to this trend line and find that it's breaking below back into the sell zone, then obviously we're probably in trouble. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see that happening. I can see it coming down to that 5-0 there on this little move that I'm showing you here. So 50% move, which is just part of the test, isn't it? And then, you know, obviously look for a continued buy. That also, believe it or not, that's enough scope for this to come down a bit further on the MACD and then give us the U-turn, you know? Because right now the MACD is in the sell zone, has been since, yeah.
I'm buying the pound dollar at 58.
You're buying at 58.
Yeah.
Oh, so you suspect it'll come down to 58?
That's the. Yeah.
I got my entry on this was 47, 47 yesterday.
Okay.
So if it came down to the 58, that's not ideal. But
Well, the point that I'm trying to make there is, mate, is if I'm buying at 58 on a pullback, it's because it's still got a healthy. We've got a new high. It's got a healthy upward trend. I'm talking intraday. You know, like these are trades that you're getting in and out within the day, really.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
just something to consider.
I'm seeing this fib holding. I mean, so far support is holding. If we get to the close of this candle in about 6 minutes' time and there's a price rejection there, anticipate a push bullish. If that's the case. If not, then I can definitely see a sell-off occur here, because look at the candle formation that was left behind as well. See that? That's a dark cloud cover. Let's have a look at pound yen.
I don't know whether to close this dollar yen trade. I'm up 1-for-1 now, but I'm really insistent on this 2-to-1 for the, or 1-to-2 at the 45.
Do you know what? There's possibly another position here, pound CAD. But I'll come back to it. What are you looking at to get out?
Dollar yen.
Dollar yen.
I'm up 16 pips. I risked 15. 0.3%.
You have a target at 45?
My target's 45, which would be a 1-to-2. But I'm considering closing this and just taking it at 1-to-1.
Why don't you take half off? Let the other
Well, I've moved my stop instead.
Oh, you moved the stop?
I've moved the stop to break even, but what? I could take half and leave the stop where it is.
Yeah, why not?
It's not great for the old permutations, and it's okay. Obviously, it's safe, but
Well, it depends on what you're permutating, really, doesn't it? Because if you're looking at the strategy itself, you're trying to get the win rate in that for the strategy itself, then obviously it skews those numbers. But if you're talking money management, then that's a totally different ballgame, isn't it?
yeah, no. I think because we're doing this properly, as well as I am also trying to track the strategy, I'm caught between two objectives. Objective one, trading to make money, would be to hold this for the 2-to-1, move my stop to break even, and it's a safe trade. But to prove the performance of the strategy strictly would be to close the trade now. So
Depends on what you're trying to achieve, doesn't it? Depends on what your goal is. If it's to show the strategy, then do what you gotta do. But if it's to money manage, then obviously there's a different set of rules for that, isn't there? Look at this, mate. So Kiwi dollar, we're not quite there yet at that 1.618, but I think it's gonna make that push. I think this that we're seeing on dollar yen is just short term, mate. Look at pound dollar. Look at the price rejection we're getting there. We've still got 3 minutes to go, mind you, but this is a good sign. Assuming
that's a nice candle, yeah.
Assuming it keeps up with it is a very good sign. Euro dollar, dollar, also leaving behind a good sign here with a hammer, right? Leaving behind a hammer. Now, obviously, I'm out of euro dollar. Took profit on that already, but what I'm saying is a continuation on euro dollar. Euro GBP. I mean, excuse me. Euro GBP. What am I on about? Dollar yen. Yeah, I'm. This might very well just be a very temporary thing. Like, very.
Well,
very
I've closed the trade because I'm trying to prove the strategy, you know. I'm not trying to make money here.
said no one ever.
It's took profit. It took profit anyway. That's what your signals are for, man. Yeah, so I'm cool with that, man.
2737. I'm gonna go ahead and move my stop on this. 15 pips above 2737. So it's gonna put me at 5.2, isn't it? 2752. Thereby drastically reducing the risk on this trade. And obviously freeing up a bit of that exposure for me. 2752. This is dollar CAD. So I've already moved pound dollar, haven't I, to 3738 for the stop. Dollar CAD, I'm moving now to 2752. I'll go ahead and do that. 2752. Okay. Dollar yen. There's nothing I really can do just yet because there's one too high. See that? Although I could, in theory, I mean, I could go off of this high here, 2 pips above, but it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing. So no need to. I'm not going to do anything with dollar yen. I'm going to leave it as is. Aussie dollar up next.
Aussie dollar.
Now Aussie dollar has moved beautifully. It's establishing a new high now.
Oh no, 27.4, man. That trade.
Might be in this.
I hate my life. I don't really. Hey, the auto traders got in a trade.
Go on.
Oh my god. £2 yen breakouts, 5 minute and a 15-minute trend to this sell side.
Pound yen.
Pound yen, mate, yeah.
Pound yen breakout to the downside.
Yep.
Okay, hang on. Aussie dollar. Okay, support held. So far, support held. Kind of. On pound dollar.
Aussie dollar is now bouncing off my high, 7732. Look at that, man. Euro dollar's just done its thing as well.
Oh, pound yen's gonna move, man. I'm gonna take pound yen now.
Huh?
I'm done yet. I'm done waiting.
Really? You're gonna sell it now?
We've got plenty of room.
You're gonna sell it now, mate?
We've got plenty of room. We're breaking past support there as well. 144.07 and 145.03. What is that? 96 pips.
That's 14 pips away from your original thingamabobber.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm on a 2-hour time frame, aren't I? 96 pips.
What, right the way down to 1 for 1 to the 40?
Either that or I could go down to that 2-hour. Didn't we identify 143.25? 143.25? No, sorry, 142.25, which is the 15-minute. I wouldn't take it all the way down to here in one trade, though I am projecting that. I am projecting that move.
Mate, I don't think you should sell right now, mate. Because dollar yen's finding strength, like it is at a support level. Pound yen's finding a little bit of strength just now. I think you should wait.
Yeah, so that's the overall projection. Yeah, I could wait.
I think you should wait, mate.
Could wait. I don't wanna.
Yeah, I do. I think you should. I think dollar yen and the euro dollar need to work themselves out for a moment. Because look at euro dollar, mate. I told you it would bounce off the 18, 19 level.
I got it.
And
You see this euro kiwi? Can I just say?
are you in that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
67.05.
Very nice.
Got it. Very nice. Not bad.
Very nice.
I like you. You like me.
Uh,
Oh yeah, look at that. That's my trade right there. Deal with it. You're Aussie, so that makes sense. So my entry was 675. Profit at 675. Stop at 40.
well, this week, mate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades. 8 trades, all won. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So I'm in Euro Aussie now as well. 5661 was my entry. Oh no, sorry, 5665 was my entry. 5661 was where I wanted to get in. I missed it by 4 pips. 5734 is my target, and 5612 is my stop.
I can't believe this, man. That's it. Euro dollars. Done it. And I missed it.
Has it gone the 15?
Well, no, it's 15 for 10 now.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
gone for
okay.
12.5. But I missed my entry by 1.3.
That sucks. That, I'll tell you what, this is, the low here is 2019. So,
Oh, you've got a trend there as well.
yeah, absolutely.
Have you just put that in?
No,
That top trend?
absolutely not. It's been there for ages.
Oh my god, so not only have we got a trend line, we've got a fib 61, we've got a 4-column roadblock, and we've got a sell zone on the algo. Euro dollar is screaming sell.
Let's see on the daily time.
Yeah, look at that. Stick a trend in, mate, on what does the trend look like there?
There's one.
It's a bit naff though, isn't it?
We've got room. We've got room. There's room there. That's an engulfing bull, followed by two continuous bullish candles. One that's now broken that inner trend line on the daily. Stochastic sitting at 41, so I mean that suggests there's still some good room to the upside here. I mean, we will get a pullback eventually.
Yeah, I reckon a
Test
pullback
this.
to the trend, and
Yep.
then
Yep.
okay. That's very interesting, man, because what that would mean. Oh my god, 2066, man.
Which one?
2066.
Yeah, talk to me. Which one?
Euro dollar. 2066. Buy.
Buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that because you're actually back down at the trend line too.
So if this price level can hold and we see a pullback right back down to those levels, that's the L7. That's a 1 hour long trade. If obviously it's quite somewhere away. 40 odd pips or so.
We've actually got plenty of room here, right? Especially when you consider the fact on these daily time frames, right? Dollar yen. There's still a lot of room there, dollar yen. Look at that stochastic RSI. There's still a very good amount of room there to the downside. Potential on dollar yen. So for those of you just joining us, I was texting Rich last night, wasn't I, Rich? Saying that a storm is coming, that I'm anticipating a dollar weakness. We're starting to see that kind of set in a little bit here. In fact, all day today, we have seen dollar weakness. It's done nothing but sell. Reason I called that, reason I was texting him and saying that is a couple things. First of all, on this dollar yen, right, we left behind not one, but count them, 2 shooting stars following this large engulfing bull right here. In the process of doing that, we broke the trend line. We've established this new high, which is the fulfillment of the Fibonacci B extension 1.618. Right, so we're establishing this new high. We have the 2 candles to the right, so there's definitely a new high there. And considering that we broke that innermost trend line, one of the primary things I teach you is that, or one of the core things, should I say, is that whenever the market breaks one trend line, it likes to make its way to the next available one, right? And so that's what we see potentially unfolding here. I do still see some additional movement here, and again, that's just down to there's more room before we're hitting support by way of the trend line, and then by way of just our main support levels, right? Ultimately, I'm still bullish on this, but obviously we're just riding the pullback here and riding it across the board, because obviously as dollar yen is a major driver, it pushes a lot of the other currency pairs. Dollar CAD, you can see the same thing. Okay, so overall we can clearly see we're in a downtrend, but with dollar CAD, what you can see is you've got 3 candlestick formations back to back to back, right? The first one is an engulfing bear, followed by an engulfing bear, followed by, you guessed it, another engulfing bear, right? So 3 bearish candlestick formations right there at a pretty solid level of resistance. That just screams sell, baby, sell. And the stochastic RSI, at least at the time, was 72. We've now moved 10 points to the downside on the stochastic. So we are moving, and there is still plenty of room on this to continue to sell off as far as dollar CAD is concerned. Then as we get to the dollar secondary pairs, obviously if the dollar itself is weakening, then that would mean that any of the currency pairs where the dollar appears first, so dollar CAD, dollar yen, dollar Swiss, for example, those would in theory short, right? And then in theory, if it is the dollar driving the move, then all of the pairs where the dollar comes secondary, so Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, those would all buy. And that's exactly what we're seeing, right? So in the case of Aussie dollar, we sold off back to the trend line, found support. The market left behind a beautiful engulfing bull. I mean, that is just like gorgeous engulfing bull right there. And at the time it did that, the stochastic was sitting at 8.35, right? So that's screaming buy, screaming buy. We've since have rallied. We've spent 2 days rallying. And at current market, I mean, we're still sitting at 41 in terms of the RSI. So still some room there to the upside for Aussie dollar to continue bullish in my mind as well. Kiwi dollar, okay, very similar situation with Kiwi dollar. What we see here though is we see a piercing line. This is called a piercing line formation. and we can see, you know, 1-2 candles of continuation. This one is not as exciting as the other ones because you've got a lot, like an absolute ton of resistance in the way here. So like I say, you know, I'm not that excited about this one in particular. And if you ask Rich never trades Kiwi dollar, so he's definitely not excited about this one, right, Rich?
I don't care if it was wiped off the planet.
See, so I have a love-hate relationship with Kiwi dollar. Rich just has a hate-hate relationship with Kiwi dollar.
What's Kiwi dollar, man?
Kiwi dollar.
Yeah, you keep mentioning Kiwi dollar or something.
Kiwi dollar.
I don't know what it is, man.
New Zealand. New Zealand
Dunno.
dollar, US dollar. So Kiwi is the.
Don't know what you're talking about, man.
I fall for it. Did he say that? I'm like, well, let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked, Rich.
Great question.
I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, so I'm seeing continued dollar weakness here, at least for the remainder of the day. I should imagine.
It's coming back up.
For now.
And I reckon it'll get to.
See, the fact that this hasn't pushed a lot further than it has already in the first 30 minutes of trading is a good sign. That's a good sign. Because, you know, it's just a test, right? Because this is a formation. This is an engulfing bear. So is this. So is this. So is this. Right? So naturally we get the test. Now that test translates into a pretty decent pullback on the smaller time frame. And if we get a third candle of pullback here, then that would trigger a counter trend line, right? That's one of my strategies.
I think pound yen's gonna carry on going, mate. If dollar comes up, that'll push the pound down. If the pound goes down, then obviously pound yen goes down. But with dollar not being that strong against yen anyway, I think the pound yen will carry on.
Well, there's the close of the
With the
candle.
yen being stronger.
So, yeah, we've not managed to break.
It's created a little spinning top, isn't it?
Not quite. That's not quite a spinning top. It's a doji.
Is it not?
No.
Is it?
No, it's a doji, which indicates,
Doji spin.
if anything, that indicates that there's chance for this to actually pull back a bit. That's more a sign of a pullback than anything else. That right there. That little doji.
Well, I did call it. To be fair, I did call it. Like
You did. You stopped me from jumping in. And I'm glad you did because I think we can definitely get a better price on this.
I don't think we'll quite get 50, but the 1 hour bounce for me is sitting at the 50 level.
Yeah, we won't get 50. I'd be shocked if we got 50.
I reckon the next level from now is 39.40.
39. Say that again.
39.40.
What's 39?
If we're gonna get a pullback on the pound yen, it'll pull back to around about the 40 level.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. That's if we get a pullback here. We may not. We may not. It's likely. I think it's likely, but we also may not. But no, I do think it's likely. Because look at the stochastic on this 2 hour as well. 1.36. 1.36, mate. Think it's oversold much?
Well, on the algo, mate, it's way down in the extreme buy zone.
That's essentially what I'm saying too. I'm looking at this as a buy, not a sell.
But it was yesterday's extreme buy zone, and to put that into perspective, today's extreme buy zone, this is how far away it is compared. It's 93 pips in difference on the algo.
How many?
So it's 93 pips lower than yesterday's extreme buy zone.
Yeah.
As in, so the algo has gone, right, that is no longer the extreme buy zone, this is where the next one is, and it's put it 90 pips below yesterday's.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that because of that daily time frame that I'm showing on the daily time frame. And even if you look at the weekly time frames, look at the weekly time frame, mate. It's not just the daily. Look at it. We broke. Here's dollar yen on the weekly, right? See all these. So this is obviously 104.75. We'll call it. Is obviously a very consequential level. You see that?
Yeah.
And look at where this is. We've managed to break. Now we're testing, but as a result of that test, we actually have stochastic sitting at 93, so very much overbought. And this is now starting to engulf. So, mate, if that's the case,
Wow.
if this closes looking the way it does,
Wow.
there's a very good chance that this sells and sells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good chance.
Okay. So if dollar goes down,
I'm actually gonna start talking about this like properly because I think it's a good move.
talking about it properly, what you been doing up to now?
I've not been talking about it properly. Been talking about it.
Just chatting.
Just talking shit.
Just fucking just press the big red X at the top right, guys, if you're still watching. If you're still watching. That's interesting because my L7 is 104.85 on the dollar yen.
Look at this.
So I think I would look to sell dollar yen at the 85.
Look at this euro dollar, mate, on the weekly time frame. Look at the stochastic 34. And look at the price rejection here, followed by that's a piercing line. Now the trouble with this is that the last time we got a piercing line, the market sold.
Yeah,
See?
that euro dollar, mate.
This is euro dollar, yeah. But having said that, watch this. This closed. Look at this. This closed still in the buy zone. Can you see that? It never closed in the sell zone. This closed in the buy. It opened in the sell zone. It opened, technically speaking, that's technically the sell zone. But it never closed in the sell zone, and it's the close of the candle that we're interested in, right? Because that's the confirmation. The open means nothing. It's the close. So the fact that this never closed in the sell zone, it closed in the buy zone, and we're getting a piercing line followed by large price rejection coupled with an oversold stochastic RSI or potentially oversold stochastic RSI means that excuse me, there's potential for this to pop. Now the other thing here is of course this trend line, which is exactly how this would be drawn currently. Obviously with the premise of this being the low. So it's not an official trend line because obviously we have, we have additional criteria that need to be met. But for now, it's a temporary trend line, and a break of it would count as a counter trend line break because we're on the weekly time frame here. See? So, excuse me, down on the daily, that was euro dollar, wasn't it? So daily, There it is on the daily. Look at that. Engulfing bull. Continuation. Broken counter trend line there. Looks good.
What's that key level there, mate? It's kind of. I'll just do it myself.
Well, yeah, we're in here.
Oh, you're on the daily actually. Sorry, it's just I think it's quicker for me to.
I could have gone for those extra 8 pips. You see that? We're at 21.12. Got out at 2100, didn't I?
What's this?
Okay. S Forex Trade says, "Hey, I have a chart for Euro US dollar." All right, let's take a look. Let's open it up and have a look. Just bear with me a second. Let me.
He has a chart for Euro US dollar.
Sure does. I'm gonna open it here.
What, he gave you a chart to have a look at?
Yeah, it looks like he's attempted to. Mate, if you can go ahead and put that link back in the chat box again. It looks like only a portion of the link came through. So if you put that link, if you want to put the link back in the chat box again, we'd be more than happy to open it up for you and take a look at the chart and give our feedback. Right, let's see something here.
I tell you what, 2.5 hours at the charts is long enough. Like,
You getting tired, Rich?
my brain is getting a little bit, yeah. Numbers. Good thing is I've missed 2 trades today. Took 2 trades today, won 2 trades today.
That's good. Interestingly, pound yen's leaving behind.
Look at that, man! I'm so good.
Possibly,
Tell you, man.
Possibly leaving behind tweezer bottoms.
I told you, dollar's gonna come back up, pound yen's gonna stall, euro dollar's gonna come back on itself. Only for the next 10 minutes, and it pretty much did.
Everybody, this is the 10-minute 8-pip wonder.
10-minute wonder, man. Come on. Those 2 pips, you gotta pay for the spread. However, euro dollar's making a charge.
Eurodollar's making a charge.
Mm.
Yeah, it sure is. Breaking right through that resistance. Right through it. Fact. To that 2-hour. Breaking
I
the
don't-
outer trend line there.
I don't see anything stopping it. See if it can get through this. It'll make a way to the 2150.
I agree.
What have you got at 2150, mate? You got any fib levels?
Nope. Except to say, hang on, because
Okay.
this here, did this come back?
What's your target?
No, so that's a 23.6. So my fib target on this is actually 22.70, and I've actually got an even bigger target, which is an anticipated 2.618 that I've been anticipating for a long time now. 2391.
Since the dawn of the dead.
There is room here for sure.
Okay, so if euro's gonna go, dollar's gonna come down. We had a look at the larger time frames as well, so that still looks likely. I just think there's a short-term pullback at the moment on things.
Yeah.
So euro goes, dollar down, pound up. Okay, so I need the pound to come down to the 57, and I want the pound yen to come back up to the 50, which is probably just not going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't see pound yen going to 50. Then again, it could. I just don't see it. Not today, certainly. I don't see it happening today.
What's your Euro Aussie looking like now, mate? Because it's been nothing but long for the last 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
We'll have a little look at the
I'm
old.
up 3 pips at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Mate, I would close that.
What? You've lost confidence in your Aussie? Let's have a look. What'd you do? That looks good, man. No worries.
Oh, you've got 2 hours, haven't you? Yeah, 3 candles, okay. That makes sense.
Hakuna Matata, mate. Means no worries.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. I can't remember the next line.
Ain't no passing craze.
No, that was good.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Right, I've got a question for you. Did you sing at school?
No.
Really?
Really? Forex trade. The link's not working, mate, I'm afraid. Try sending it through again and we'll pop it up on the screen here and take a look.
You do have a quite a good singing voice, mate.
Oh, thank you. You're just flirting with me because I make a lot of pips. You just after my
I do like your pips.
You gotta watch, Rich. You see.
Wow.
I'm starting to think 2.5 hours is too long to do the show, mate.
I think we should start off 10 and finish at 11:15.
I feel like after hour 2, things just the rails start.
I'm not trading anymore. I'm just letting the auto trader do it.
Are you done now?
The auto trader's just doing it, mate. It's up 0.83%.
Look at Euro Kiwi, man.
Well done, computer.
That is just gorgeous. The Euro Kiwi's moving really nicely. I've got no worries about this. Obviously,
Ooh.
the level I'm looking at here is 67.56, so I'm looking at a resistance level there. But I mean, I'm only what's that? Less than 20 pips beyond that point. 19 pips beyond that point, so I don't really have any worries here, to be honest, on Euro Kiwi. Euro Aussie looks nice. Euro Yen, look at Euro Yen, came right down to the trend line. 2-3. Look at the stochastic, it's at 4.7.
Interesting, mate. Okay.
If this pops bullish, it's Euro strength, mate. That's what it is more than anything. At that point, at some point it's less about the yen and more about
The Ying.
the yen. Got the yen and the yen and the yen, folks.
You know what? I didn't even know until last night.
Go on.
I can't believe it. Chinese yuan.
Have you never heard of the Chinese yuan?
Yuan.
Yeah.
Mate, I can't.
Really?
I couldn't believe it.
Really?
All this time, years,
Is
and
this-
I've never even.
is this a
I've never
real
read that
conversation?
word, mate.
Is this a real conversation right now?
I swear to God, I've always.
You've
Or at
never
least
heard of
I'm-
the Chinese yuan?
I've never read that. I can't remember reading that.
What the hell's the matter with you?
I thought it was Japanese and Chinese yen. I didn't realize or quite. Yeah, unless I'm being an idiot and it's just escaped my mind.
Mate.
I've never read YUAN. I've never read that.
Nice to meet you. You're the first person to ever say that to me.
I'm an
Never
honest
met
guy.
someone who didn't know that the Chinese yuan exists.
Yeah, I thought it was Chinese and Japanese yen. Or at least I've been pronouncing it that way.
Oh boy.
Yeah. couldn't believe it either. I was just like, I was literally sat on the computer staring at this news article. You know, I'm reading financial news all the time, and I'm thinking, am I being stupid here? Like, come on, Rich. Come on, mate. Hey, come on. And I just still can't figure it out why I've never read or seen that.
Amazing.
I think I'm being adapted, to be fair.
Amazing. Can I say that was my favorite part of the whole show this morning?
I got nothing.
Right, bear with me a second here. Let's see something.
Aussie dollar's moved very well over the years. Over the last, well, since the 5th, over.
Back to break even on Aussie dollar. Well, up 2 pips. Yeah, look at that.
It's moved very well, man.
But I'm actually happy about that. That looks good. This looks good to me. And you know what this is? This is another entry opportunity right here.
I think what we should do,
Assuming it breaks, obviously.
on the next session, is I'm going to give you my highs and lows to stick on your chart on the 15 when we get on to the sesh, because I've got a 7732 as my daily cap.
Yeah? As your daily cap. So you don't think it's going to go past 7?
I'm not saying that it won't go past, I'm just saying that that's the, you know, it's a strong level of
it
resistance
already did.
for today.
7736 is the high. Yeah.
It has pulled back from that point though. They're just points of reference because obviously they're all factors to consider
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you look
for trade
here,
management and stuff.
I mean, this in itself is a fib right here. High to low is a fib, and it's come back. It's giving us a 382 right there. Right.
So
at
we
support.
should see 7754. Yeah.
Yeah, 7751 is where I'm taking this to. So
Based on that fib,
Yeah.
we should see 7754.
7746 is the actual target of the fib, of the main fib. But
That main one, yeah.
7754, yeah, I see what you're saying.
That little one, yeah.
Sub,
Okay.
yeah. Yep.
Mate, that's lovely then. Because to add some confidence to that, right?
Yeah.
I've got a 7714 for a buy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Which is a 1 hour bounce trend long. But then below that, which I can't quite get to, 7651, where's 7651?
7651.
Hang on, let me. 7652.
That's interesting.
Where's 7652 for you?
Have a look.
7652.
Right at a 5-0. It's just shy of a 5-0 for me. A capital 5-0. That's beautiful, actually. So you're thinking this is gonna sell to 7652?
No, I'm saying that 7652 is the L7 on the one on the. It's the 1 hour L7 on the Aussie dollar, and that's a very, 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 very super strong level of support.
Yeah.
Which is also my market bottom. Obviously, it's quite some way, but
7652, right?
yeah.
Six, 5-2. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so obviously the support at the 7680. A smaller support.
I'm gonna measure these subs in here from here. Just get a sense of this move, this little small trend here. So far, 3 beautiful fit moves. Beautiful fit moves. So interestingly, 75.72 is my B high, my sub B high. 74.61 is the deepest point of retracement thus far, which means there's room down to 74.38 for it to come back for a 382. But as long as we're still above that B high at 75.72, then I'm not thinking in terms of that. I don't think in terms of maybe going towards the extension instead. 2.78. So, as long as we remain above in the market, 75.72.
Dollar, Aussie dollar to go. We need a dollar drop. We need a dollar drop. And dollar probably will. I think it's a healthy trade you got there, mate. For a long, because for Aussie dollar, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so even on the granular level here, with the subs, I mean, it's still. Look at what happened here. I think the extension did fill. Got a little pullback, but then it left the AB boundary. It came to test, but got rejected. Broke the trend line in the process, or rebroke the trend line in the process, and canceled out that evening star right there. That was an evening star. I see it was a false evening star. Canceled it out with an engulfing bull. So what it's done is if you look at this most recent move here, right? You have morning star right at the C retracement. Morning star that kicked it off, brought it to the D, and then from here, if you go from here, you've got engulfing bull, engulfing bull, engulfing bull, engulfing bull.
Yeah.
So
it has moved very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. High five.
High five.
Great success.
So if Aussie dollar's going up, then the dollar's coming down, the dollar comes down, and the pound goes long. So I'm just checking the correlation of my trade. So I've got pound dollar to buy, I've got euro dollar to buy, I've got Aussie dollar to buy, and I've got pound yen to sell.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm going to cancel it because I think it's absurd. Selling from the 50. I'll set an alert. It's probably realistic.
I think it is gonna pull. I'm just waiting on that pullback. You know that. I'm just waiting on the pullback. I'm very, 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 very interested in selling this. Providing we get a pullback here and then the market breaks below 44.10.
I just don't like those indicators, no.
No, well, that's why I'm saying with the pullback here, because what this is showing is that there's a very, very, very good chance that this pulls back at this point right here, and 144.10, which is the B high. That support level 44.10, that's the B high right there. So what this is just saying to me is that this is likely going to interact with support here and push, but then we'll ultimately get another selling opportunity. Just again follow the most recent movement, right? Go from here. we've got engulfing bear, followed by arguably a morning star.
Yeah.
I mean, an evening star. Excuse me, evening star.
Well. Yeah. It's a pretty weak one, isn't it?
I don't know about these. Yeah, it's not a pretty one, but it's an evening star. Still an evening star, and that managed to break us back into the sell zone here. So I'm anticipating the pullback and then a continued sell. I wonder what this is looking like so far on the 15. Yeah. So there's a hammer that's left behind. So I can do two things here. I can scalp this hammer potentially, depending on what it looks like. Let me actually see what that looks like. Scalping the hammer.
Scalp in the hammer. It's a good name for a book.
Scalping the hammer.
Scalp in the hammer.
143.93. If this gives me 50, I'm gonna scream. It's 144.20 and 143.93. Huh. Not quite. I don't like it anyway, but if it were to pull back based off of that hammer, 144.20. 143.93 is 27 in risk, so I'd go for a minimum of 40 pips, so 144.60 would be the target there. Like I say, I don't like it, but that is what the target would be.
Oh way, man. We need a huge fallback on the pound yen. The only way we're gonna get that is if dollar finds some serious strength right the way up to about 105.
Yeah, what do you think is the likelihood of that?
Unlikely because of that 85 level anyway. So sometimes trades are like business ideas or income streams, and when a business idea or an income stream is kind of like, well, this is too much to think about, and you can then focus on something else, sometimes it's best to just drop the idea of trades. Otherwise they just sit in the back of your mind like a fucking browser window that you've got minimized and saps the energy of the computer and the processor, but nothing's really productive happening. I've set an alert on the pound yen for a 144.40 level. If it gets there, cool, I'll take a look, but other than that, it's out of my brain now.
Yeah, definitely. That's very good advice. I think this is gonna fall, man. I might actually sell this.
Jesus, web.
Thanks for imparting your wisdom to us, though.
Brilliant knowledge, sell now.
That was great.
Yeah, nice one, you dickhead. I'm gonna sell anyway.
Thanks a lot, guys. Right.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Forex Trade says the dollar index fell 0.4% because the Feds are anticipating monetary policies being eased up. Yeah, so there is that, sure, but for me, it's all about the technicals, right? So let's actually look at the dollar index. I'll pull it up for you.
Mate, I've got a Aussie dollar and a pound dollar coming up, 8 pips from the trade entry. Long on both. But not ideal, to be honest. 594942.
Yeah, so if we're looking just at the dollar index itself, right? Dollar index. Oh, I had it here. I'm very serious. I had it right there. So the dollar index has absolutely been on a sell-off. Obviously, we're getting a bit of a pullback now. This actually tracks really nicely with the dollar yen, right? Like directly with the dollar yen. You can see if I toggle back and forth, they look almost identical, right? Which tells us that this is very strongly dollar-driven. Certainly. Now, the dollar index overall, if we look at the daily time frame, we can see there's a lot of bearishness here. This is, so again, Rich, like I was saying to you yesterday, remember the storm I was talking about, this is, here you're looking at the dollar index itself. So we'll go to the horse's mouth itself, and what do you get? You get an engulfing bear right there. With a move, an anticipated move, at a minimum to test this trend line here, right? Like that's, at a minimum, I think it's going to come down and test this. In terms of the fibs, let's come in with some fibs here and see what this looks like. So, see, interesting, right? This has the potential to set up for a 3 dives pattern, where if it comes down, takes out this low, this cluster of lows right here, comes down, takes out these. Basically, what that would look like is this. That would be 2. That would be 3. And then a push. Right, it's 3 dives. It looks to me like that's what this is setting up to do. Though obviously there's not nearly enough information to be able to kind of officially call it just yet. But that does look to me to be, what that's looking to do. Now, the key there is obviously that cluster of lows, because without that, as long as that cluster of lows remains in place, forget about what it is. But if this does manage to come down and take out this cluster of lows, I think there's a good possibility it does, then I think that's ultimately what we're looking at. So I'm anticipating a continued dollar sell-off for a little while now. I was even texting Rich last night saying this, there's a storm coming. This is why, right? This is why. Even if just on this daily time frame, even if I'm just looking to scalp this engulfing bear right here, let's just see what that looks like. So 10 pips below the low, it's 9093. 15 pips above the high, 9175. Okay, so just to scalp that engulfing bear right there, 82 in risk, so 123, so 897, 8970. Which is, look at that, just here. And don't forget, for every 1 point of movement on the dollar index, we get between 1 and 3 or 1 and 5, depending on the pips movement per pair. So I'm anticipating a sell-off, a continued sell-off, definitely on dollar. Definitely.
Yeah, that was a good shout from your Forex trader dude there, because we hadn't looked at this to affirm or confirm or find some confluence and correlation with our projections on dollar yen.
Absolutely.
So that's healthy that we've looked at that.
100%. And this is something that we actually have it on the list here. You can see I've got it on the watch list. I just keep forgetting to do this.
I don't really do much with it, to be fair, either, mate.
You should.
All of those, because I know Sam, my mentor from before, he used to always say, check the dollar yen against the dollar index. But I've done fine without it. But
they track almost identically. If you're looking at dollar yen, you might as well be looking at dollar yen. Watch this. Watch this movement here. This is 1 day, daily time frame dollar index. There's dollar yen. I mean, like literally, look at that. Almost identical, man. Almost identical. But it is worthwhile because as well, look at on this dollar index daily. Look at the trend line in here. See that?
Sorry, can we skip to Aussie dollar dollar and the pound dollar?
You can.
Now, I called 7732 for the Aussie dollar dollar to lose strength, and it has. It's dropped in, but it is coming into a 15 for a long buy. But
Sugar. Yeah, that's dropping all right.
I want to have a look at what you've got at the 15 level, just before I get in this or leave it.
At 7715.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's right smack at a 69.4% retracement here. It's also the backside. This isn't great, actually.
I think you might want to get out of that, mate.
Not great.
Whilst it's halfway through the stop loss, I think it might be worthwhile. Well, there is still an upward trend through, and it's about to hit this upward trend level now. If you put a trend line in from the bottom there, mate.
From here.
Yeah. You can even go further back than that, to be honest. There's a few others you can put in.
Yeah, well, you can see them. You can see it tracking here. Look, with the T3s. So it's playing around in here with the support from these two. That if these fail, which it looks like they might, we've got this, which tracks very nicely with that pendulum. Then we've got this and this, all this backup. But obviously, my stop is at 7706. $77.15 is actually the B high right there as well. So that level is actually critical for me. If it breaks below 77.15, then this trade's probably not going to work out. If it gets down to 77.15 and holds, well then that's a different story, right? But if it holds, you're giving me price rejection at 77.15.
Yeah. So where your stop closes out, mate, is where I'd probably be looking to be getting in it based on what's happening.
Fine.
Because it's hit that 7732. It's failed. We've got this pullback now. I don't see dollar yen seeing weakness again until the 85. And normally every time that moves one, everything else moves two or three. And that's where you have to be really careful with the stop loss, because it's only a case of one pip and your trade closes out. So entries, it's got to be perfect. So I see pound drop in, Aussie dollar drop in, the euro dollars drop in, pound yen has stalled. Okay, I see the dollar's finding strength, mate, because it's in that extreme buy zone from yesterday. I called it at that 45 level, didn't I? It got down to 53 before it started to turn. The 21 EMA, it's not even reached that yet, but the 21 EMA level would be 73. I reckon it's got the capacity to get back up to that 85, which is a key level for the dollar yen. It's there, it would find weakness again for a continued sell.
At 85, 104.85.
Yeah. So what's that look like on your 15 for dollar yen? So that's quite healthy for you, really.
Yeah, it's essentially if we come up and test this again, it's basically a second bite at 104.85. It comes up and hits again. It's a second bite. In theory, that's also the T3 there. In theory, that should be resistant. It's certainly got the scope to pull back to 85, doesn't it?
What I'm trying to determine in my head is, see, I like to try and get in a trade when the correlations between multiple currencies are at their furthest point, where they have to go the other way, like, because it's got a wall as a reference point. So for me, what that looks like is this: dollar yen's at the 85, ready to come back down, and then you've got the pound dollar surviving around the 374245 level, ready to go up. So you got the two currencies coming. This is dollar, this is pound, coming up, and then they get to this sort of Rubik's cube point where something's got to give, and then they go again, you know, because we know where we are in this trend at the moment. It's at a pullback we're in. We're on a pullback across the board. It's the other factor to consider as well is how's the US Open going to affect this? The US Open always pushes the dollar yen in some direction. It always moves it. Yeah. Yeah, so mate, that's my take. I think we should wrap up now so you can have a look at the couple of trades that you're in. I'm gonna set my alerts. Has anyone been watching, got questions and stuff? Or
yeah, so anyone, if you have any questions or anything, we're gonna wrap up. Oh, I just noticed the time too. Wow, it's 1:15. That's gone quick. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap up here, folks. Just to let you know my thought process here. So I'm gonna wait for the close. We've got one minute to go. I'm waiting for the close of this 15-minute candle. I want to see what happens here. This is going to be interesting to see what happens here, because we are getting a shift across the board, as Rich was pointing out. We are getting a shift across the board where it looks like dollar's getting a bit of strength coming into play here. In terms of Aussie dollar, it doesn't look great. Let's see the 2 hour. I just wanted to check this quick before we wrap up. The thing here with Aussie dollar is that we do have support right here. So my question, what I'm wondering here is this going to come down and actually end up giving me a tweezer bottom here on this 2 hour time frame, which would support what you were saying, Rich, about Aussie dollar coming back to about the 77. You actually said 7715, didn't you, right here?
1.5, mate. Yeah, 1.5.
As an area to be buying.
For me, this is now lining up as a 1 hour long bounce on the 1 hour. It's a fib matrix 1 hour bounce right now. It's not ideal because I would normally have 10 points between the L1 and the L2. I don't. I have 7. Sorry, no, I have 17. And I've only got 4 back to the 1 minute. But I also am aware that it's just bounced off of my market high. So it's in this little sort of in between. So for me, you have to go back to the dollar yen. And we go look at the dollar yen, and it is on a pullback. Now it's just about striking the 21 EMA, which is the 15 minute for a sell. But I think when you're taking longer trades, you want that extra confirmation. You want to be using 1 hour price levels. So for me, it's the 85. I think we need to see what the Langle looks like at 85 in order to determine what the other ones are doing.
Yeah.
So basically, when we trade the miners or the sidecars, as we call them, correlating pairs, it's all really we're trading the dollar yen. It's what reference point has the dollar yen got? We know it's been sold, but it's on a pullback. To what point, and how does that affect our stop losses? That's the key. So for me, it's either going to start continuing to sell from 74, or it'll make for another 10 pips to 85, which will move the rest of the currencies by 2 or 3 pips per 1 pip move.
Yeah. Yeah, which, if that's the case, yeah,
Because that's still your sell zone as well. Your T,
it is.
um,
T4.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it is definitely still the sell zone. Yeah, I'll have to consider it. I don't think if this has got another 20 pips worth of movement, then I might be looking to change up. I don't think Aussie dollar is going to work, so I might actually get out of Aussie dollar right now. I'm out there. Hold it there. Took the loss.
Yeah.
And then I just want to see. Kiwi dollar is looking interesting for a sell. Back into the range here, but what I want to do is wait for the 15-minute to give me a pullback and then get in at a better price, because I think I can get in at a better price here. Because this is, right now, this situation on the 2-hour, I have to wait for the close of the candle to do anything on this. So I've got to wait the 41 minutes. But if in 41 minutes time that close is looking the way it does, I mean, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous for a sell. Look at the stochastic. Look at the MACD. We're in the range at resistance. I mean, you know, stop me. You know what I mean? Like this looks really good for a sell. If at the if at the close, that's what this looks like. Pound dollar is also looking like it's going to pull back as well.
Pound dollar, I've got a buy setting up at 59, but it's not ideal because I need 10 pips, not what it's giving me. It's giving me 17 as well. We've only 6 back to the 1 minute, which means there's not much disparity in the pair. Strangely, Euro Aussie's just creeping. It just keeps on creeping.
I know. I'm up about 18 pips on it at the moment.
Well, it makes sense because Aussie dollar's dropping. But let me tell you this: Aussie dollar's dropping. It'll start to find some level of support, but I don't think it's very strong right now. Euro Aussie's clear roads long. There's nothing saying a Euro Aussie, right, we need to start going down now. Which means Aussie dollar, because there's not much support, will, I think, will continue going down. So Euro Aussie will go, well, there's nothing stopping me, I'll keep going up. Again, dollar yen at 75-85 level, mate, on the dollar yen. Yeah, so the Aussie dollar, it is at a 1 hour buy area. It has hit a trend line long from the bottom there, but it's in a huge sell zone.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. No, I'm good with that. So, okay, so to recap here, I'm still active on a pound dollar, which I'm considering. I'm still active on dollar CAD and dollar yen, which I'm also considering. And I'm up about 49 pips on Euro NZD and a further 20 pips on Euro Aussie. So there's Euro Aussie right there.
I think your dollar yen's fine, Matt.
There's Euro NZD. It's almost to my target already. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous trade. That's a gorgeous trade right there. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think dollar yen is okay too. However, there is scope for a pullback here because of look at the 2 hour stochastic.
Yeah.
So I mean long term, or should I say longer term, I think it'll come down some more. But in the short term, I think we may actually get a sizable pullback.
This is the thing, it's the short terms that affect the stop loss. So for me, dollar yen needs to come up to about the 85. When it's getting up to the 85, we need to see that stock RSI swap into the overbought, oversold.
Which it won't. I don't think there's enough room for it to.
with the MACD as well to come up as well and get above, because they're often time and volume based, you know. It kind of needs to stall. It needs to pull back to about the 85 and stall for a bit. If it could get to the 85 by midday and then stall for about 2 hours for the open, I think that'd be quite good.
Yeah.
That'd be quite good. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm looking
agree.
for, mate. That's what I'm looking for.
I agree. If this closed looking the way it did, though, or rather, you know, if it ticked up ever so slightly to fill in that gap that's being left behind at the moment, that's actually a piercing line. And so that's not a good sign for it continuing to sell in the short term. It's like I say, the short term is what affects the stuff on clock.
Yeah.
So it really is all, the next half hour is going to be critical on this, and it's going to set sort of the tone for the rest of the day, really, with the trades, because you know, I'll know a lot in the next half hour as to where this is likely to go. Right now, we don't know shit. Right now, it's all over the place, up in the air. But in another half hour's time,
Yeah.
that should be okay in another half hour's time. So let's see what happens here. Let's go ahead and call it there, mate. We are well past. We've got to go. I've got to move on to other things now. So do you.
No, I've got a meeting in 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you so much to all of you who are watching along. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been another great session. As always, you know, I'm in a bunch of positions across the board, but I think it's pretty clear what the plan of action here is. It's a bit of a waiting game at the moment. I'm actually regretting getting out of that Aussie dollar a little bit, to be honest. I think I was a little premature on that.
Mate, you can still get in.
I'll
You
get
just
back
get
in.
a better level.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'll get back in.
You get a better level just now, mate. You want to be getting in at 15 if you're going to get in.
Yeah.
With minimum 15 at 20 pip stop loss. So that would probably set you up ideally anyways.
Yeah. We'll see.
But I'm gonna leave you to it.
We'll see. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. Join us tomorrow, folks, to find out what happens with the Aussie dollar.
Let's see, man.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks so much, Rich. Thanks for everything, as always.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
I will see everyone. We will see everyone tomorrow. Until then, you know the drill, folks. It's your health, wealth, and happiness always. It's Christopher Guzman and Richard Hooper signing out, saying good day. This has been the Forex Trading Lounge, brought to you, of course, by Kickstart Trading. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow.